You don't fail because you lack talent. You fail because you start things that you never finish. And you know exactly what you should be doing, but you don't trust yourself that you will finish it, so you don't go all in. And right now there are millions of people out there that are planning the next move, but they never execute because they trained their mind that they will quit when it gets hard. And that is the problem. And I've quit over 40 projects. Let me show you what I mean with that. The first thing men who build nothing have in common is that they collect their ideas as a trophy. So they have notes everywhere, different folders, screenshots of articles, but having so many ideas isn't building. Having so many folders with projects with articles saved and screenshots and so on isn't progress. And they know that, but it feels rewarding because they think they're doing something, they think they're building something. But saving ideas isn't building. Having different folder structures that are organized with screenshots that you want to do later in your life isn't building. You're just collecting things that you never built. And the second thing is they start project when they're inspired. I mentioned this in the last video. So when you feel motivated, when you feel inspired, you start something. And then you go all in for 1 week or maybe 3 days. You're all in, you're locked in. You're making hours into your project. You're staying late up night. And then when the motivation or inspiration fades away, you blame it. You blame the idea. You blame that you burned out. You blame everything else. But motivation is like gasoline. When you light it on fire, it moves fast. It moves intensively. But discipline is like concrete. When the fire is gone, the foundation of discipline is there. So you need to be disciplined. You need to go and do this, even though when you don't feel inspired, even though when you don't feel motivated, because doing the thing over and over again will build you more than motivation does. The third thing is that they never finish small things. So for example, they never fix or they never finish a small workout they do, or they never finish their routine for 30 days. And if you cannot finish something that small, they dream big. So because they blame that the idea was too small, they need to dream bigger, they have bigger ambition. But if you cannot finish a routine, for example, a morning routine for 30 days, then you cannot finish something even bigger than that, because everything compounds. If you cannot do the small things, you definitely cannot do the bigger things. That's like riding a motorcycle. You start on a small bike and then you gradually building up on a bigger motorcycle until you get to the 1000cc motorbikes, the bigger ones. Then you get it, because if you start on the bigger bike, you will hit the ground faster than you can blink. The fourth thing is that they start over and over again and change their direction every time something doesn't work out. For example, they start a YouTube channel. 3 videos later, the algorithm didn't pick it up, so they moved to a podcast. 2 weeks later, the downloads aren't where they are. Maybe they have 10 downloads. Then they're pivoting to writing, for example. They want to write a book. Then nobody shares that article. Then they pivot again. And the problem is not that they're trying things out. The problem is that they don't stick for long enough. Because if you don't stick for long enough, you cannot master something. So to master something, you need to stay in one lane for long enough to master that thing. Because every bad video you make will get you better and better. And you will only learn it by staying in that lane for long enough. Because restarting everything, for example, after a week you stop with YouTube, start with a podcast. After another week you stop with podcast and start with writing a blog. Every restart costs them around about 6 months of their life, because they didn't stick for long enough. They already restarted, and this is the problem. The fifth thing is that they're talking something before they build something. What do I mean with that? You know that You want to start a project, you want to start a YouTube gaming channel, for example. Then you tell all your friends you're gonna start a gaming channel, you have a good banner, you have a nice game you picked, you have a good mic, everything. You have invested so much money in that, and you tell everyone before you build something. So the channel wasn't even created, but you told everyone you will have a big channel, you will get rich with YouTube, you will get subscribers and everything, but you don't start, because telling someone you want to do something gives like the same emotion to build something. But as you know it, say something, you don't build anything real. And after a month, after two, after you said it loud enough, nobody saw something, and your motivation quietly fades away, because it's not the same. And if you want to start right now, everyone would see that you're failing. So you announce another thing, you announce another project, and the cycle repeats. It's like a loop where it's never ending, and this is the problem. You need to work in silence when nobody is watching. You can even start a project, you can even start a YouTube channel, a gaming channel, and don't tell anyone, just start. If you don't want anyone to know right now. And the sixth and last thing is that they consume more than they create. So you consume more YouTube videos about how to make the perfect thumbnail, how to go viral on YouTube, and you learn it and you think that this is an action, that this is a progress that will get you further, because you can start with this knowledge instead of here. So you wait with starting and you consume more, and then okay, you see a course, so you buy that course, you learn more, then you read a book, and you never start. And this is the problem, that learning something, that taking action, there are two different parts. So instead of learning something, the only way you can learn something is by doing, so learning by doing. So you need to start with the channel instead of learning how to go viral, what are the best settings on YouTube, how to get your perfect title. You just need to start, and then you will learn it day by day. And here's the shift that you need to take from this video. You don't need to apply all of these 6 onto you. You just need to take one. For example, take one small project you have. For example, wake up early. Do this for 7 days. It doesn't matter if you make your timer, if you make your alarm clock at 5 AM, but you wake up at 5:30. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be perfect. You just need to stop lying to yourself and do this day by day. So take one small project you've been avoiding for so long and you always restart it. Take it and do it today, or even tomorrow if it's like waking up early. Because most men out there live their life by starting, and most of them never finish. And only those who have finished some project doesn't mean that they're talented. This means that they just stop lying to themselves. And if you also want to stop lying to yourself, you can check out this video where I talk about you lying to yourself, about discipline, etc. And check out here my latest video. And as for that, thank you for watching guys, and I'm rooting for you.